Welcome back. Made a little discovery here. Ah, actually, I'm just doing the other side of the trusses here. I had a pretty good system, because I already had done the one side, so, that makes it pretty sweet. But yeah, this was also the day that I met my neighbor directly behind the treehouse. Let me tell you something about this guy. I talked to him a little bit. I said, hey man, real sorry about the noise. I know I've been out here early, been out here late. This man looked me right in the eye, and you know what he said? He said, not my property, not my problem. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the type of man or woman you should strive to be. That's the kind of guy who just wakes up and just, life is right in front of him, and he's taking it by the ding ding. Oh, he's a great guy, and we should all strive to be more like him. I never did catch his name. Doesn't matter, because he's in his yard, which is not my problem. See how I did that there? Yeah, that's what we should strive to be, that kind of neighbor. Whew, that feels good to talk about my neighbor like that. He's also the type of guy who goes late on the 4th of July. I mean late. I'm talking 2, 3 in the morning. You know what I did? I stayed in my lane because that's his yard. That's his problem. And there was a time in my life where I celebrated pretty hard myself. So, that was my turn. Well, this was his turn. And, yeah, it's a nice thing. 3 in the morning is fine. It's once a year. Spreading America all over the place. Oh, what a great guy. If he ever watches this, he won't. But I sure appreciate you. You're the type of person who, I hope you win the lottery. I don't even want to cut. I just hope you win big. Yeah, you're a good man. The neighbor over there in the blue house, well, she's selling. So I just hope the new neighbors coming in, I mean, to be fair, if they're buying the house, they see what's going on. I mean, they can see what's coming next, obviously. Maybe not, but they'll figure it out. No worries. Yeah, but as you can see, I got a bunch of the trusses up really fast here. It actually went really quick. The like little stringer ones, the 2x6x10s, yeah, they were no problem. The 4x6x10s, they were a little bit more difficult because I had those header boards are secured with basically thread all the way through 2 header boards. The 4x6, and I accidentally put the nuts and bolts right in the way of one of them, so I had to make some adjustments. I had to kind of notch out there, and yeah, it was pretty sweet. But I also did Simpson straps all over. But when I originally put them up, I only put 1 nail in each thing, and I had to go back, and I think that's what I'm doing right here. Is I'm nailing. I think there's 8 frickin' nails in every one of them. Oh, it's frustrating. But this was also around the time we had a pretty heavy wind at night, and I was a little concerned. You can't really see it in this video, but I've got a bunch of X bracing on the bottom post there. I had a question from Uncle the other day about that, and yeah, it's solid, stout. I mean, I welded it myself, no problem. And I know how to build for the snow load. Learned that from my dad. It's what we call overbuilding. Yeah, probably absolutely no reason for it. Yeah, we're gonna get to the point where here in a couple episodes you're gonna see what overbuilding really is, because I made a pretty critical error and it cost me about 4 yards of concrete, but we'll get to that. That's for another day. Today we're just showing gratitude to our neighbors, especially the man behind you. Never did catch your name, but I love you. I'd have kissed you on the lips if you would have let me, because let me tell you something, the best answer ever. If any of your neighbors ask if you're bothering them, that's what you say. Not my yard, not my problem. Yes, absolutely. And it's hard to see the same vision. Oh, jump into the next video as the next guy, right? Because right now this doesn't look great. I mean, it's a big red building. You got to see out your back window. But I promise you, by the end, you'll be like, okay, you know, I get it. So you have to deal with this for one summer. What's the problem? It's one summer. Even if you have to deal with it for the next 3 years. Not your yard, not your problem. Say it with me one more time. Not your yard, not your problem. Whew, it feels good to say. Moving in HOA if you have another opinion. Anywho, so this is what I'm doing, the 4x6x10s on the outside. I got that all taken care of this day. It was a little bit challenging because I don't have a beam saw, so I had to like cut one side and then make sure it lined up on the other side and make the other cut. But I did pretty good. There's only one cut that I think it was my first one where I screwed up. I deleted the line versus stayed to the outside of the line. That's kind of, you know, but lessons were learned. And when you're flipping a board over, you can delete the wrong side of the line. That's actually what happened, if I remember correctly. But it went pretty smooth. It wasn't bad at all. I used some pretty solid steel bracketing to make sure those things aren't going nowhere. Everything's nice and tied in, and I used some gnarly lag bolts to hold them to the beam up there. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a good day. It was a little bit cool that morning, but, you know, we had a couple of those days, but those are actually a real productive day, and I'm grateful for them. Yeah, look, I'm even in a jacket this day. Whew. Take that, spring. Anyhow, this brings me to my next point. Who are these people who don't like cats? I'm pretty sure they're all liars. Like, cats are pretty awesome. I think the problem with the cat is, you know, when you want to pet a cat, they just will not come to you. But there is nothing better than when a cat comes up to you and they kind of curl up and they start purring. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's such a good thing. I hope everybody gets to experience that. Unfortunately, cats may also be reincarnated women. So some people just aren't going to get that. And that's a bummer. But, you know, it's okay. Yeah. Easy days. Oh, here's where I added the metal bracketing. These are like, I don't know, the power guys, they throw them away. Because apparently there's a rule that anything that gets taken down from a power pole can't be put back up. So they just throw it in the garbage. Like crazy people. So, you know, I like to collect things. That's where I got a lot of this stuff. Like those poles that hold the treehouse up, those are actually old drill rods. They're solid 2.5-inch steel rods with a 1/2-inch hole down the center. That's where the goo goes through to, you know, make sure the hole is nice and lubed. Yeah. But those sewers down underneath there, that's what I'm actually going to plant the trees in. And the way you get those, ladies and gentlemen, is there's always a road crew working. And they just throw them away. I think they get scrap for them. But when they're working, just go talk to those guys. Like, hey, man, any way I could take a couple of those old sewer lids? And let me tell you, they will be happy. They'll even help you load them. Because otherwise, they got to deal with them. And, yeah. So if you need a tree holder, that's where you get them. You could probably use them as a fire pit too, but I mean they're a little bit small. And if you're building a fire pit, go big. You want to go a minimum of 8 feet wide. That way you can burn, you know, full sheets of plywood, stuff that, you know. Another thing that, remember, not my yard, not my problem. Whatever your neighbor's doing, say he takes down his entire fence and then dumps it in the fire pit. Don't think to yourself, what is he doing? Just say, not my yard, not my problem. Okay, he burned it last night. That's cool. One day it'll be your turn. Yeah. I believe I got this one done, all finished up. I got to put some more bracketing in. I made everything nice and lined up. And, yeah. This was a good day. You know what? I love each and every one of you. This video is coming to an end. But, we'll see you on the next one. We'll chit-chatty. It'll be pretty sweet. Go out and buy a cat. Or rescue a cat, even better. I love you.